Good morning and namaste to all of you. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parbrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Bhu Bhuvaswaha Tatsavitra Vareneyam Bhargo Devasya Dhiha Prachodayat Asto Ma Mrityorma Amritam Gamya. Om Sehna Bhavatu Sehna Bhunaktu Seviryam Karvavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahi. Om Shanti 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 Om. Different acharyas, different gurus, different rishis, they've been telling us different ways to reach to that same goal, that one goal. And that goal is attachment to God. Detachment from the world and attachment to God. And they all said that it will not be placed in your lap automatically. You'll have to work towards it. Step by step, they've been telling us, like Rishi Patanjali, he gave us that Ashtanga Yoga, Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. Samadhi is the one where we become one with God. Lord Krishna also, Karam Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Gyan Yoga. Ultimately, you become so pure, so free that you are one with God. See, other rishis also, they are saying about the same thing, different language. We need to learn how to do the tapa. We need to learn how to do this svadhyaya. We need to learn how to follow all these different programs properly. If we understand that goal is that to become one with God, we have to strive and we have to endeavor. Sometimes we think that we even say that goal is reached by the grace of God. And we say, why God and Guru, they don't grace me? Well, goal is achieved by grace. Ultimately, that is a kripa. That's also, the kripa also has a rule. And it's a divine rule. We will only receive the grace to the extent of our surrender. Sharnagati. We have to decide how much do I want, how soon I want. If we want to surrender only this much, we will get that much grace. If we have to surrender, if we surrender this much, that much grace. That law is irrevocable. So it's up to us. Remember, this realm of spirituality, or if you want to call it a realm of the sacred, is very simple. Extremely simple. It's the same for everybody. But the realm of the material world is very complex. We may achieve something in the material realm by the cunningness and by deception. In the God's world, cunningness doesn't work. We cannot fool God. Fool God. So that's why we have to understand all these systems which have been set up by our gurus and the rishis. Today I want to talk about Santosh. Santosh. Rishi Patanjali put that Santosh So this Santosh, if you have studied Yoga Sutras, it is under the heading of niyams. See, there are yam and the niyams. There are 5 yams you are all familiar with. Ahimsa, Satya, Ste, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. Then in the niyams, the second step on this ladder is the niyam. And they are also 5. Shauch, Santosh. Tap, Swadhyay, Ishwar Pranidhan. Need to understand. See, just like Shauch also, we think that so Shauch or even Tap, Lord Krishna said that Tap, if it's a tamsik, you are hurting me because I reside in your body. So we have to understand Ishwar Pranidhan properly. We have to understand Swadhyay properly. So the same way we got to understand Santosh properly too. Rishi Patanjali said, Santoshad Anuttamam Sukhlabha. That you will have a supreme sukh if you follow contentment. What does that really mean? That's what we're going to talk about today. Santosh means santushti, the satisfaction. To become satisfied in your situation, that is santushti. But there are certain tushtis we need to carefully watch out for. That's why, according to this Sankhya philosophy, there are Navatushti, and some of those tushtis we got to be wary of. Just to begin with, let me quote one of the scripture where the Rishi says, Santoshaha tu kartavyam swadare bhojane dhane. Trishu nata eva kartavyam swadhyaya japadane. What does it mean? To be satisfied in your situation, in the material realm, is an ornament. That's where you get that anuttamam labh in the material realm. But in the realm of the sadhana, in the realm of attaching to God, it is an enemy of a sadhak. So that's why in the first line he said, Santosh tu kartavyam. This is our kartavya. This is our duty. To be satisfied in these 3 things. What are these 3 things? Swadare, your own spouse. To be satisfied with bhojan, the food you eat. And dhane, the wealth. So that is a material realm we live in. Because in the material realm, if we are discontented, we will keep running here and there. Today this person, tomorrow that person. Today this house, tomorrow that house. Today this vacation, tomorrow that vacation. Today this diamond, tomorrow that diamond. Today this position, tomorrow that position. We'll keep on running, we'll be discontented if we are not following the duty. And this is a duty of a sadhaka. So santosha tu kartavyam swadare bhojane dhana. Then in the second line, that line is for the real sadhaks. Trishu natev ev kartavyam swadhyaya japada nayo. It is the enemy of a sadhak. You should never be satisfied in your swadhyay, in your jap, and in your seva. That means these three things, we should never be contented. We got to keep on procuring more and more knowledge. We should keep on chanting the name of God. This morning I was listening to my own Guruji. He said that Kevali Pranayam for a sadhak should keep on going all the time. Where with the help of that pranayam, all we are remembering is God and only God. So swadhyay, that means procuring that knowledge, godly knowledge I'm talking about, chanting the name of God. And third thing is seva. Seva, service, serving God. So in the material realm, if we are discontented, we will keep on running because there's no end to it. Sky is the limit. And in the spiritual realm, if we are contented, we will stop running. We will think that, no, I have done enough meditation. I have learned enough. I have taken enough names. That's why the Yogi Guru says, forget about the mala. Because otherwise you think that the mala you have done 10 times, 100 times, you think you have done enough. Kar ki mala chhod ke, man ki mala jap. That's what a Yogi Guru says. If we don't understand the Santosh, the speed of our sadhana will either reduce or stop completely. Remember that. That is why this tushti or contentment in the spiritual realm is an enemy of a sadhaka. So when Rishi Patanjali talked about in the Niyam, he's talking about the worldly, the material santushti, not the devotional santushti. So I told you earlier that there are navatushti mentioned in the scriptures. Today I'm going to talk about few of these tushtis, as much time we have. One of them is called Ishwar Tushti. What is Ishwar Tushti? To think that when God graces me, then everything will happen. Very common saying I hear from people, if God willing, I will come to the ashram. I will start the classes. God willing. So that means we think that he is not gracing me. That means the obstacle is from God's side. You are not gracing me, oh God, oh Guru. You are gracing everybody else, but not me. That's a Ishwar Tushti. What is happening here is that for surrender to God, we are assuming God to be the cause. We are saying, God, you need to grace me so that I can surrender. But that's not how it works. We have to understand the principle. God and Guru, they are samdarshi. Samdarshi means equal towards everyone. Samdarshi. There is a philosophical term which is used in the philosophy books, Jal Vrishti Nyay. Jal Vrishti Nyay means the justice. That means the rain falls equally on the ground everywhere. That's how the God and the Guru's grace is. It is falling on us all the time. Do we have a proper vessel to catch it or not? And vessel we have to create. So God and Guru, they are showering their grace and the blessing to everybody, just like a rainwater. Rain falls on the fertile ground. And result is wonderful. We see vegetation. But if the rain falls into a gutter, it gets mixed into the sewage. It becomes stinking. Same drop of water falls on a river Ganga. We call it a Ganga Mata. Some raindrops fall on the cacti plant. They become thorns. And on the other hand, some fall on the rose plant. They become beautiful roses. And they end up at the feet of the Guru and the God. And now if somebody says this is gross injustice of the rain. But remember, there's no injustice, there's no unfairness. Rain is falling equally everywhere. It all depends upon the vessel, the surface, the place where it falls. So the same way the God and the Guru, they have no partiality in their grace. Their grace is equitable because they are bound by laws. They're supposed to grace everybody. Or you can look at the sunshine. Sun shines equally on a saint or a so-called sinner. No partiality. That's why Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, 11th verse, what did he say? He said, Ye yatha mam prapadyante, tans tathaiva bhajamyam. He said, as you surrender to me, I shall reciprocate accordingly. So, it's up to us how much we want to surrender. If you surrender completely, His grace is completely. If we surrender 50%, His grace is 50%. If we don't want to surrender at all, we won't feel any grace. So we have to decide. We have to have a conviction that it's all in my hand. If I want more grace, I need to surrender to the utmost of my ability. That's how there is a speed in our efforts. See, there are two things, karam and kripa. Kripa is the grace, karam is the effort. We need to make effort. Guru and the God, they grace us. So that it is the first tushti, Ishwar tushti, we need to weed out. Okay? We don't want to just think that God is the only one who's going to grace me. No, we got to make our effort also. So from our maze of the intellect, this Ishwar tushti got to get out if you want to become serious sadhaks. Second tushti, scriptures talk about, is bhagya tushti. That is also very, very deceiving. We often say that, oh, this person is doing so well because it's written in his bhagya. Bhagya means destiny. We say like that and satisfy ourselves that I was just standing away from that line where the bhagya was being written. We say that, you know, my destiny is not good, that's why I'm like that. There was a study done, and this study has been done by many, many people over the years, that people who are elite performers in any field, how did they reach there? Whether it's in the Olympics or whether in any other place, even in the devotional realm also, how did they reach to that height? They put in thousands and thousands of hours. By the time they reach the age of even 20, because when you're young, you have that stamina, you can do that sadhana in any field. So practice. So it's not a destiny. So the same thing applies for the spiritual path. Don't take a crutch of destiny to become lazy. Keep this knowledge. I am the maker of my own destiny. Have that steering wheel in your own hands. No excuses. I will practice day in and day out. I will get up at the same time every day, do my sadhana. I will make sure that I do some seva also. I do the swadhyay also. I do what my guru is telling me. Kshan kshano vidya kanko dhanam. If somebody wants to cultivate wealth, it's like a dollar by dollar by dollar. And if you want to have a vidya, every kshan, every moment, keep your eyes open, ears open. You are all familiar with the Ravi Shankar. I think I have given this example before also in other class. He was asked by somebody, do you still need to practice? Because you are a world-renowned person. He said, if I don't practice for one day, I will know that flow is not there. If I don't practice for 2 days, the critics will make out that this performance was not to the level of Ravi Shankar. And if I don't practice for 3 days, the common audience is also able to note the difference. So if that kind of a personality needs the practice, don't we need the practice? And that's called sadhana. Anabh abhyasen visham vidya. This is another saying from the scriptures. You may have wonderful knowledge, but if you don't practice it, it will start dwindling and evaporate. Theoretically, we can know how to sit in the meditation. We can have a beautiful seat also. We can have a beautiful blanket also. We can have all kinds of chantings also. But if you don't sit and meditate, no good. We can have a beautiful mandir in our house, or there could be a beautiful temple in the city. But if we don't go there and try to connect with God, it's useless. Every Hindu household, they have a Ramayana and the Gitas. Do they really know? How many verses? What is the theme? Who wrote it? When was it written? What is the general message? Often people say, if I have a Gita and somebody will put me near my head when I die, I will attain godhood. That's not how it works. Anabh abhyasen visham vidya. Practice, practice, practice. If you want to reach that goal quickly, and remember that goal is to connect with God and disconnect from this world. That is the only goal actually. There are no shortcuts. So be wary of the bhagya tushti. So that's what I was telling you, that on one hand, Santosh is good. On the other hand, we got to remember what this Santosh is. It can be enemy of ours. Third tushti is called kala tushti. Waiting for the right time. Kala tushti. Somebody will be told that do bhakti. The person says, when the time comes, I will do the bhakti. My time has not come yet. Time does not come automatically. Will the time come and make you do bhakti? Of course not. Time doesn't have that power. Time is just passing away. Every moment that goes by is gone forever. It will never come back. You're all familiar with the name Chanakya. Chanakya Nitis, we often talk about it. He said the biggest loss in your life, the biggest calamity, the biggest tragedy, the biggest reversal is what? He said, that one moment which you did not use in the appropriate manner. You did not use that moment in a beneficial, uplifting, and positive manner. That is the biggest loss. We all know that time is the only invaluable resource. We can purchase anything else. Nobody can purchase time. Nobody. We all know that. So time must be very carefully spent. I saw that my own Guruji doing it. He was a householder. He was a professional person also. He held that position in a college, highest position. Several professors worked for him. He never wasted even a moment, not even a single moment. I still remember during his lunch time in the college, in his office, after eating his lunch, he will sit down, take out his personal pen, and write the letters to the devotees. His personal pen, not the government pen. Those are the ideals of a guru. People who succeed in life are those who know the value of time. It's only passing by. The only option you have is how will you invest your time? Some people waste their time. Some people utilize it. But those who are effective make the best use of their time. That makes all the difference. So don't wait for the time will come. And it will make me do bhakti or tapasya or swadhyay automatically. Because those are all parts of sadhana. So call tushti also needs to be rejected. The fourth one I want to talk about today is the Sharan Avarna Tushti. These are the technical names from the scriptures, from the Sankhya Karika. So what is this Sharan Avarna Tushti? This is a hypocrisy that has crept in unknowingly in us. We feel it, but we are hypocrites. With our mouth, we say, I have surrendered. Nothing is mine in this world. And having said that, we become content. Just from the mouth. In other words, to talk of surrender with the mouth, but not do it actually. When we say everything is God's, not mine, what are we doing for God? We say, oh, everything of mine belongs to the Guru. With the Guru's grace, I got everything. But inside, a person doesn't believe it. But just saying it, you feel content that I have at least said it. Sab Bhagwan ka hai. People give statements of Puran Sharnagati, complete surrender, but don't do it from inside. How many people constantly recite Shri Krishna, Sharnam Mama? Sharnam means the surrender, but only from the mouth. So this is a Sharan Avaran Tushti. So we need to lift this and throw it away. Don't be hypocrites. In Uttarakhand, that Ramayana which is written by Tulsidas ji, Uttarakhand has a lot of gyan in it. Each and every word is full of knowledge. Over there, Tulsidas ji said, Nartan bhav varad kahu vero, sanmukh marut anugrah mero. What does it mean? He's saying by the grace of God, we got human form. Nartan bhav varid kahu vero. By the grace of God, we got the knowledge and satsang. By the grace of God, we got Guru also. Now the whole situation is favorable. Everything is in place. Human body is there, knowledge is there, Guru is there. But then in the next verse he says, Jo nar tare bhav sagar nar samaj aspai, so krit nindak mandmati atam hangati jai. After having all those graces, after having everything, a human form also, knowledge also, Guru also, yet if somebody is not striving, after having all those graces, he is saying he is a Atamhanta. What is a Atamhanta? Suicide. Atamhangati jai, the killing of his own soul. So this is a real suicide. When people do suicide, all they are doing is killing the body. But when we, after having a beautiful body, human body, after having the knowledge also, having the Guru also, we don't do the sadhana, then we are the real suicide. That's what Tulsidas ji is saying. So many graces, we waste them all. Why do we do it? Why do we, what makes us let go of all this? He answers that also in the next verse. He says, So paratra dukh pave, fir dhuni dhuni pachitaye, kale karmehi ishwarihi, mithya dosh lagaye. See, he's mentioning these are tushti in this verse. Kale karmehi ishwarihi, wrongly putting the blame or responsibility on all this, on the time, on the destiny, and on the Ishwar. In other words, what we are supposed to do, we did not do. And we don't take responsibility. We label the responsibility and faults on others. Even Ishwar, God, we say that Ishwar doesn't want me to do it. Where Ishwar wants us to do it. Ishwar is with open arms waiting for us. But we have to take the first step. And why does this really happen? Why are we so inclined towards the material progress, not the spiritual progress? Because our buddhi, the intellect, got wrong knowledge in it. Wrong knowledge. That's why when we go to the Guru, what do? We bend our head down. We say, Guru, please put some tattva gyan in there. We need to correct our knowledge. It has a false knowledge in it. It is full of knowledge, but it's a false knowledge. Please put some right knowledge in there. And then Guru inspires us also to put the best efforts. But effort we have to make though. Guru will not come to us. We have to go to the Guru. We have to show the eagerness. We have to realize that it's my doing. I have to make an effort. Guru cannot do tapasya for me. Guru cannot do sadhana for me. Guru can only inspire me and teach me. And that also if I want to learn. Guru inspires us to put the best efforts to attach to God. Sometimes we even go to the Guru just for worldly things. Bless us with a child, with a job, with the money. Guru's job is to give us the right knowledge. Tattva Gyan. Tattva Gyan is attachment to God and detachment from the world. That's what Guru gives. And it's not going to happen automatically without doing the sadhana. Nobody will reach that goal. We'll all have to see. This is one thing God has given to us, to all us human beings, freedom to choose. Freedom to choose. So that's why I wanted you to understand this is Santosh word little clearly. So this contentment in the worldly life we should have, but not contentment in the spiritual life. So Ishwar Tushti, Bhagya Tushti, Kal Tushti, Sharan Avarn Tushti. These are the four kind of tushtis I mentioned, and try to explain it to you in few words so that you can understand and be on the path. Strive for that higher goal. Every moment choose God. Every moment. If you want to reach there faster, do not waste a moment. Every moment choose God's happiness, not your happiness. Your happiness is in God's happiness. So every moment choose God, every moment choose his happiness. Whenever we are making a decision, think, is God happy with me? Is my Guru happy with me? I'm choosing this. Surrender is a moment to process. It's not that once we have surrendered and our job is done. Every moment you need to surrender. That is a Sharanagati, real Sharanagati. So with these words, I would end today's class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Visheshyate. Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you very much.